let's start with this evening. Okay, so let's just kind of glance back to what we did on Tuesday. We did the mean, the median, the mode, and the range, and we calculated it for just individual data points or individual pieces of information. Okay, so if we look back on what we did for the Monday dress sales, for instance, for Lucy, we had 40 and 45 and 50, etc. So we had these individual prices for the dresses. And we basically call that ungrouped data. And we calculated the mean, the mode, and the range, etc. for that, for ungrouped data. So tonight, we are going to shift our attention to grouped data and to working with frequency tables. Okay, so let's start with this one over here. And let's just look at this frequency table. So when you get something like this, you just have to look at it and read it and think, what is this telling me? What is this saying? Okay, so have a look at the frequency table for 30 seconds and just think, what am I seeing? What is this telling me? Okay. And then when you are done thinking, let's post a different emoji in the chat this evening. When you're done thinking, post the brain. There's the brain. It's like that cartoon, Miss Coco, Pinky and the Brain. That's you and I. We are Pinky and the Brain.
No, but then wait, ma'am, which one of us is Pinky? Because I want to be the brain.
We can take turns, okay?
Okay, we can take turns. Good. Okay, this week I'll take over the world. I'll give you a chance next week then.
Who takes over the world, the brain or Pinky?
The brain, yeah.
Love it. That's us. We are taking over the world.
Awesome.
Okay, so imagine this is like Monica's netball games. Okay, so the number of goals, but I know she doesn't score such few goals. Okay, I know she scores more, but let's say this is not Monica. Okay, maybe not Monica's team, maybe like another team, but they play a number of games and they score 3 goals in some of the games. They score 4 goals in some of the games, 5, and then 6. So the frequency, can anyone tell me, put your hand up, what frequency means? Frequency, just in your own words. You don't have to give me a long explanation. Just in your own words, you can tell me, what does frequency mean? Hi, Monica. Yes?
Ma'am, isn't it the amount of games played?
Yes. So it has to do with the amount of times something happens. So how many times this week did you go to school? What is the frequency of frequency of going to school? The number of times you went to school. This week, hopefully that was 5 times. Oof, no, wait. This week is twice so far because we had a long weekend, or 3. Okay, but you guys get it, right? It's the number of times something happens. Number of times, and I'm going to call it an event occurs. So if you're writing some notes, Kotlana says the number of times it repeats. Boniwe says the number of people. Yes, so Boniwe, if we were working with people, then that's what it would be. Okay, so the number of times this team played a game and scored 3 goals is 7. The number of times this team played a game and scored 4 goals, that's 8. The number of times they played and scored 5 goals, that's only once. Number of times they played and scored 6 goals, that is twice. Okay, so that's what this table is telling us. So in total, how many, what is the total frequency? 7 plus 8 plus 1 plus 2. It's 18. There we go. Now, how are we going to find the median and the mode? Does anyone know what the mode is going to be? What is sigma f? Oh, sigma f is 18. But I'm not going to confuse, because not everyone learns it that way at Tandilwetu, so I'm not going to confuse everyone now with that stuff. It's not that important that you know all of that. You just have to know that adding it up is 18. So summing it is 18. Okay, so Tiamu says the mode is 8. Latita says the mode is 4. Boitumelo says the mode is 3. I've got some more 4s coming in. And another 8. Okay, the mode is 4, 2 modes. Okay, 2 modes. So we have to look at which number of goals was scored the most number of times. So most, from our first lesson, the mode has to do with the most. So which number of goals was scored the most number of times? That is 4. 4 goals equals the mode. Now I can see why it can be confusing because of the 8, but you look at the number of goals. Yes, the 8 tells you that that is the highest frequency, but the number of goals that were scored the most, that is 8. 4, because that happened 8 times. Okay, so the number of times it happened, that thing that happened the most, that is the number of goals. Okay, now what about the median? How will we find the median with the data being like this in the table? Ms. Coco, sorry, could you assist Vutali? They are having trouble with audio. Tandilwetu is saying 4 plus 5 divided by 2. Okay. Now, let's just think first. 18 plus 1 divided by 2. I like that. Amakle, do you want to tell us how to do the median? Or have you got a question? You can unmute.
Ma'am, to get the median, you're going to multiply the number of goals by the frequency, then plus the other number of goals times the frequency over 2.
Okay, I think you're thinking of the mean, but we are doing the median first, so the middle value. Okay, so the median is the middle value. Boniwe says 18 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, one last time for the 4 goals. No problem, Amakle. Tabiso, about the 4 goals. The 4 goals has the highest frequency, so that is why it's the mode. The 4 goals was scored the most number of times. So that's why 4 goals is the most. Okay, so what is the median? I like that idea of going 18 plus 1 divided by 2. But we're going to simplify it a little bit and just go, so what is the middle value? So what is half of 18? So Simpiwe says, let's find the position of the median. Yes, the position of the median. I like that. So where is the median position? How do we find it? And People are saying 9 is half of 18. That is going to be the middle. So where is the 9th? Where is 9 lying in our frequency table? Okay, we've got some answers with 4. There we go, Isa. Katlano, Ayla saying 4 as well. Goal 4, Amachle in the second row. That's it. Okay, so that's very good, everyone. So the median is going to be 4 goals because half of 18, which is the frequency, is 9. And then you count, basically, here we've got 7. That's for 3 goals. Then you go 7, 8, 9. And that's going to fall here in this bracket. So the median is 4 goals. Yeah. Thanks, Latita. That is also, yeah, that's acceptable as well. I'm just simplifying it by saying, let's just take the 9th data value. Okay. Right. So that's how these tables work. Let's now look at how we are going to calculate the mean. Ms. Kaka, have you got this? Okay. Right, guys, there's a few of you are saying you are confused. Ms. Kaka is going to attend to your question, okay? Let's just see. Okay, so let's see. It's a little bit more complicated like that for Niwe. How's the median 4? Okay, Ms. Kaka, let me just explain again because I think there's a few of them who just didn't quite understand that. Okay, one last time, everyone. After this, Ms. Kaka will reply to you if you still don't understand, but listen carefully, please, about the median. So the median is the middle. We all agreed that that's the middle value. Now, 18, that's half of 18. So halfway through the data, halfway through the frequency, we're going to get the median. And that is 9. Half of 18 is 9. So if you look at the frequency here, yes, you can go now what 18 plus 1 divided by 2, and then you get, let me see what you get. 18 plus 1 divided by 2. You get 9.5. But it's not going to change the fact that the median lies here where the 4 goals are. Why is that the median? Because as you guys explained to me in the chat, you said we must find the position of the median. So the median is the 9th data value. So the 9th data value is going to be 4 goals. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Let's just see. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for the median if you got it. If you're still confused, put a thumbs down and Ms. Coco is going to respond to you. Sorry, guys, we do have to move on, unfortunately, because we do have a quiz this evening as well. So if you are still confused, I've explained it 3 times already. So just please reach out to Ms. Coco and she will lend you a hand. Ms. Coco, Masood, Boncle, Tandul Wetu. Yeah, there's a bunch of, there's a few more people. I think we need another. Okay, in the meantime, let's carry on with our mean. Okay, so the mean is going to be a little bit different because we've got everything together in a grouped table. So the number of goals Yes, that is right. That is what the mean is. But how are we going to do it for this table? That's what's important. Okay. So we need to look. Okay, so the number of goals. How many times did we score 3 goals? 7 times. So how many goals did we score in total? 3 times 7.
21. 4 times 8. 32.
How many times did we score 4 goals? 8 times. So that means how many goals in total? 32. So that's what we write here. My pen is not cooperating right now. There we go. 4 times 8 is equal to 32. And then we go 5 times 1. That's 5. And then we go 6 times 2. And that is equal to 12. Okay. So the frequency, the number of times, the total number of times we scored goals. Each time we scored goals, that is 18. The total number of goals we scored, that is what we are basically getting here by adding the 21, the 32, the 5, and the 12. Okay, some of you are way ahead of it. Good stuff. That's 70. So the mean, how will we do that then? Anyone got any ideas? Put it in the chat if you know. 3.9, Sandy says. How do we get that? We're going to take the total number of goals divided by 18. Divided by the frequency. And we must round to 1 decimal place, and that is 3,9. Okay. In Tandakasi, we are rounding to 1 decimal place. So let's not round too far up. 4 is a bit too far up. Okay, 70 divided by 18. That gives me the mean. Right. Let's do this next one as well. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. This is an example with age. So we've got different ages and the different number of times that this age was recorded. So people who are 32 years old, there were 17 of them. 33, there were 28 of them. 34, 42, etc. So add the number of, add the frequency. Yeah, please go for it. You're welcome to take a screenshot. Add the frequency, calculate the age times the frequency. What are we calculating when we go age times frequency? What do we actually get? We get the total number of years. That's what we get. 17. There are 17 people who are 32 years old. How old are they in total? That's what the A times F gives you. 32 times 17. Okay, as soon as you're done, post your answer in the chat. Yeah, guys, carry on and do the estimated mean for this as well, or the mean. So as soon as you're done with that, calculate the mean. Okay. If you got 34.6, that is the right answer. If you didn't get that, now is your time to check where you made your mistake. Did you do something wrong in your columns? Did you divide by the wrong amount? Okay, you got to work accurately with this stuff. Okay, so we're going to get the mean by going 5925 divided by 171. And that is 34. And I think we had to round to 1 decimal place, so it's 34.6. Yes, you round off to 1 decimal place. Okay. So the mean age for this group of 171 people is 34.6. Okay, so yes, we need to know how to do the calculations, but we also need to understand what it is that we are working out. What we've worked out now is the mean age for this group of people. Right. Now, this is actually from Tuesday's lesson, where we did this poll on your heights. So we are going to now calculate your mean height for this class. Well, for those who were here on Tuesday and actually participated in the poll. Now, this works a little bit differently because we have grouped data. Now, what does it mean when we have grouped data? So if you look at the poll, and I just put a little screenshot here of when we did the poll, this part here, we basically put the heights into groups. The first group was if your height was anywhere between 0 and 145. That was the first group. Okay, so we never recorded your individual heights. We never said, Justina is this tall, or Amakle, this is her height, or Mpumzi, this is their height. Okay, we just said, tell us what range you fall into. And that is what grouped data is. Okay, we don't take the individual values, we take the values and group them together in a specific group. So here we had 0 to 45, 146 to 149, 150. So we don't actually know each of your individual heights. We just know what broad category you fall into. And we also don't know who voted for which category, but we do know, and I just simplified it a little bit to put it into this table. We do know that there are 18 people in the class between who is between 0 and 49 centimeters tall. 16 people are between 150 and 159. 13 are between 160 and 169, and so on. So now we are going to calculate the mean for that. But because we only have your heights in these groups, the best we can do is estimate the mean. So to estimate the mean, draw up a table like this, and we find the midpoint of each group. So the midpoint for each of these, how do we find a midpoint? Well, we take two data values and divide it by 2. So we're going to take 0 plus 149 and divide it by 2. That is going to give me the midpoint for this first interval. We call it an interval. Then we're going to take 150 to 159 divided by 2, and that's going to give me the midpoint for that interval. Okay, so I want everyone now to just redraw this quickly on a page or in your book or wherever it is you're working, and just complete that first column for me, the midpoint, where you calculate the midpoint. Just do that first. I just want to make sure everyone understands, because I see some answers coming through that are not quite correct. So to get the midpoint between 150 and 159, we just add the two numbers together and divide it by 2, okay? So just think about it logically. If you're getting 79 or 84, something like that, you should get a number between 150 and 159 for your midpoint. So that should be 154,5. So just think logically about what it is that you're calculating, okay? And then between 160 and 169, you do the same again, add them together, divide by 2. That gives you 164,5. And then the 170 plus the 179 divided by 2, 174,5. And I guess this will be 184,5 and this will be 194,5. Right, in our next column, we are going to multiply the frequency by the midpoint. So we're going to go 18 times 74,5. Times 74.5 gives me 1341. No, Tandal Wetu, not always. I mean, if you look from the first interval to the second interval, there was quite a big jump. Yeah, thanks, Ms. Coker. It will depend on the data. Okay, 18,5. Okay, and now we're going to total up the frequency and this column here with the F times M. So total F and F times M. And as soon as you got them, yeah, not ready yet. 59, 5 plus 7. Yes, that's 59. Okay, and then we just have to total up F times M. That's it, Isa and Portia. Well done, everyone. Okay, so now to calculate the mean, we're going to take the 8105,5 and divide it by the 59. Then check again, Monica. You should get 137,4. Good stuff. There we go. All right. So what does this mean? It means that the mean height of this class is 137,38. Right, Vitali, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to ask, where did you get the 8,105.5?
That is from totaling up the F times M column.
Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Right, let's do one more before it is time for us to do our quiz. Let's do this one. Short and sweet. Okay, so you know now how to do the midpoint. And then to take the column F times M and to add it all up. And then to calculate the estimated mean. So for the table that's up now, question B, calculate the estimated mean, just like we did now for the heights of the class. Yes, Amachle, you can just go 10 plus 20 divided by 2 is 15. That's actually a really good question, Amachle, and everyone else as well. Normally, the midpoint, the first one will be given to you so that you know if you should include the 20 or not. So for this one, we are including the 20. Okay, so Portia, everyone else, just hold your answers, do the whole calculation until the end, and then let's see. Let's see what we get. Only post answers when I call for them, please. And we'll wait till we'll do box and whisker on Tuesday. Right, everyone, post your answers for the estimated mean, please. There we go. Sandy, Suliswa. Come Watobians. I want to see 73 answers. Let's see if we can blow up this chat with answers. Nice. Well, I guess if everyone's saying it's 28.8, then it must be 28.8. Should we see if that's right? 28.8 it is indeed. Well done, everyone. So your column F times M should add up to 1440. And then you take your 1440 and you divide it by 50 and you get 28.8. Okay, right. So that is that for